All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Tennessee Titans in tonight's video. I think their trade for Ernest Jones today kind of finally put everything in perspective for the NFL media world, or even just like NFL fans. You get the point here. What Tennessee has done this offseason is something so uncharacteristic. It is something so not necessarily unexpected, but it is extremely unexpected at the same time. The Titans have a completely revamped team. Whether it is your head coach, whether it is your offense of weapons, offensive line, whether it is your defense, whether it is now Ernest Jones coming on over from Los Angeles, the point still stands. Tennessee is finally being aggressive. This Titans team, the Titans organization, is finally being aggressive. This is a squad that I think it was, what was it? Sorry, guys, I'm a Packers fan. I think you went 12-5 in the first year that it, became like a 17-game slate. Got the bye and then lost to, I think, what was it? Kansas City in the, divisional round or whatever. That should have been the indicator that this offensive scheme, relying so much on Derrick Henry, relying on this defense, is probably not the most efficient thing. And I'm not trying to rag on the Titans at all, because what I'm trying to say here is what Rand has done this offseason specifically is what you needed to do a while ago. I do feel like I'm being a little bit too aggressive, but once again, folks, the heart's in the right place. We're going to get to that in just a second, but welcome back to the channel. We're talking obviously about the Tennessee Titans in tonight's video. But before, sorry guys, I got to zen in. But before we do, if you guys enjoy, hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. We're ramping up Titans videos right now on this channel. So if we could try and get to 100 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. There's always a team that really stands out to me every single offseason. All right. When I first started covering the NFL, or the NFL on YouTube, was pretty much 2 years ago. And I saw this team in the Seattle Seahawks. And it was one of those teams that just really stood out to me, because I'm watching this team on paper. I'm watching this team in training camp, the offseason, the draft, free agency, preseason, you get the whole shebang, right? And I'm realizing this is a good football team. And they're well coached, and they have talent all across their roster. And it's the same exact thing with Tennessee this season. It's just a little bit different because that was Geno Smith's comeback of the year. And this is a second-year quarterback of Will Levis. But the point still stands. Tennessee's finally acclimating to the time of this era here. So what you did earlier today, first off, the Titans received a 2026 sixth-round pick from the Los Angeles Rams. You gave up a 2026 fifth rounder. Folks, I'm checking my calendar here. It's 2024, right? So you got Ernest Jones and a 2026 sixth-round pick, while the Rams just received a 2026 fifth-round pick. On paper, that trade makes no sense. Now, obviously, roster cut deadline day, it comes down to not necessarily players. What a lot of it comes down to is contracts. And we know at this point in time that the Rams probably were not going to pay Ernest Jones. This doesn't come down to, in my opinion, like, oh, he's not good. Right? Because he's coming off this past season in 2023, 145 total tackles and 4.5 sacks. This is just like I'm telling you, man. And I just found out, like, I live here in Fort Myers, Florida. I'm actually in the Outer Banks right now, but I live in Fort Myers, Florida. So we go down to Key West a lot. I just figured out your GM, grew up in Key West and he went to Key West High. And it's just a really cool story. But anyways, neither here nor there. Just getting with the times. And I think a trade like this today is a perfect indication of what the future of this organization truly looks like. Now, obviously, injuries did kind of spark a move like this. He's going to start. Ernest Jones is going to start for the Tennessee Titans. But you still have Jack Gibbons, all right? You still have Kenneth Murray, a new addition from free agency. Jack Gibbons had a decent camp. A lot of you guys, when I first started making Titans videos at the start of this year, I've been making Titans videos for a couple of years now, but Earlier this year, I found a guy, in Jack Gibbons, and I thought he was kind of undervalued, but a lot of Titans fans were a little bit hesitant to giving him the starting job. But injuries definitely played a role this season because two young cats are out of the picture now. Fourth round pick Cedric Gray is out indefinitely with a nerve related shoulder injury. I don't even want to elaborate on that because it sounds freaking terrible. Chance Campbell had a phenomenal training camp, and he was, kind of pushing Jack Gibbons' job. Tore his ACL on Sunday against New Orleans. He's out for the season. So you now have three quality linebackers. And I think when you're thinking about the Tennessee Titans offseason in general, you're thinking a couple of things. First off, obviously Mike Vrabel got fired or departed, right? So new head coach, Brian Callahan, comes in from Cincinnati as the OC. And then you have, sorry, I just got distracted from this beautiful freaking sunset. And then obviously Derrick Henry departs to Baltimore. And, Ryan Tannehill is, lost his starting job, whatever. But then you make a couple of moves on the defensive side, and it's not getting talked about nearly enough. And so I talked about this in our Titans video from a couple of nights ago, where I was like, Will Levis, I think, is going to be a good quarterback. And this Titans team's different. And I remember getting like a week ago a comment saying, why do you keep making these same Titans videos? And it's like, I'm trying to just jam it home here. This is a completely different Titans organization from the last couple of years. Folks, your backfield, or not backfield, your secondary, Awuzie, Amani Hooker, Quandre Diggs, L'Jarius Sneed, Roger McCreary might be the most underrated nickel cornerback in the entire National Football League. Jamal Adams from Seattle. This is not like, the thought is like, oh, you lost all these pieces. You lost guys like Al Shazier, you lost, Danico Autry. They lost so many pieces on the defensive side. This is a long-term plan. And what I'm telling you right here now is if Will Levis is the future, the Titans will be good this season. If Will Levis is that dude at the quarterback position, the Titans will be an above 500 team. And even if it doesn't happen this season, say injuries get in the way or just a couple of bad breaks, the Titans long-term look good. I get it. Will Levis, 2023 second-round draft pick. He only started 9 games as a rookie, but he's got this dual threat. He's got this arm talent. Like, he connects on deep balls, which – I'm thinking of a couple of cats. Like, I don't know why Desmond Ridder just came to mind. If your issue is short-term completions, that's fixable. I get it. Will Levis went 3-6 as a starter. He did an underwhelming 84.2 quarterback rating. Folks, he's a rookie. He's a second-round draft pick. And all he had to throw to pretty much at a consistent level was DeAndre Hopkins. So you signed Calvin Ridley. You signed Tyler Boyd. You signed Tony Pollard. You signed Lloyd Cushenberry. You signed Brian Callahan. This is not the same Titans team. And Ernest Jones today pretty much was the nail in the coffin. This is at least a 9-win team if Will Levis is that dude. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. But guys, most importantly, give me your thoughts on this trade from earlier today down below. Peace.